beautiful people, and welcome to another fragrance review. This is Top Note by A, and my name is Amanda. Today I have two fragrances from Paris Corner from their Minya line that I want to share with you guys. So if you are interested to find out about these two fragrances, is it worth everything that has been said about it? Find out about my views about these two fragrances. Guys, before I share my views and thoughts about the new fragrance line from Paris Corner, their Minya line, if you are visiting the channel for the first time, you are very much welcome. My name is Amanda, and this is Top Note by A. To all the returning subscribers and viewers, thank you so much for always supporting the channel. Guys, if you like what you see, go ahead and leave me a subscription. Make sure you are hitting the bell and it's turning black so that YouTube will notify you whenever I post any new videos. That being said, I have two fragrances from Paris Corner that I want to share with you guys. And I think the first fragrance that I will share is Minya, but this is Minya Green. Guys, Minya Green, the bottle, everything about the bottle is really nice. If you have watched me for a little bit, you know that I always talk about the bottle and the packaging. I don't have the package with me in my office, but I'm still gonna tell you, it came in a box. The box is green, and then when you open it, the box is just the green as the bottle, and then when you open it, you get the bottle like that. It opens, the cap is not heavy. It cap's okay, but I will not advise you to pick up the fragrance from the cap. When you spray this fragrance, it mists really well. I love the optimizer on this fragrance. The mist it feels like you are spraying a body spray versus you are spraying a fragrance. Moving on. So guys, let's talk about the fragrance note. So on Aroma Concept, where I bought these two fragrances from, the fragrance notes are listed as pistachio and almond to open the fragrance. The heart of the fragrance, you get heliotrope, and you also get cashmere. The base of the fragrance, you get sandalwood, you have vanilla, you have salted caramel. What I get from the fragrance is a very beautiful, well blended, velvety, nutty pistachio and almond. Very nutty, not so much cookie like, but nutty almond, not cookie almond, but like the raw almond that you are biting into. That is what I get from the opening of the fragrance. When I first spray the fragrance, you are getting that. It's a really nice fragrance. It's a well done fragrance, and I think the name Minya Green, I don't know, suits the fragrance. I don't know what Minya means, but it suits the fragrance. You're not getting any green touches, but I like the look of it, and I like the name Minya Green. The middle, as the fragrance dries down, about like the 10th minute into the fragrance drying down, you are hit with a bouquet of florals. That is what you're getting. You're not getting like any jasmine, you're not getting any like a distinctive jasmine note, but you are getting a bouquet of powdery florals in the middle of the fragrance, in the heart of the fragrance, as you go through the olfactory journey, like on like the 10th minute of your experience with the fragrance. That is what you get. You get a very beautiful bouquet of powdery florals. The cashmere is not doing anything for me in this fragrance. The middle, I love it because of that powdery note or powdery accord that you get in the middle of the fragrance. Where the fragrance shines for me is the base of the fragrance. When the fragrance has dried down, so give it about 20 minutes. When the fragrance hit that 20th minute on your skin, guys, it's where you get this sweet, savory accord. You get sweetness from the vanilla, and then you get salted caramel, giving you that it's like savory, it's not sweet, it's not, you still get sweetness from the caramel, but it's the salt in the caramel in the base of the fragrance that is doing it for me. So when I first got this fragrance, I did a reel and I described this as your sweet and savory fragrance, and I'm sticking by it, especially as I have worn this fragrance for a while. It's like sweet and savory, not salty. Even though you are getting that salty, is the salt in here, it's more savory than salty. That is what I will say about the dry down of the fragrance, guys. The fragrance lasts on your skin. The projection of this fragrance is like unbelievable, guys. The sillage on this fragrance, I cannot describe it. So I went to an office last week and I was wearing this fragrance. On the hallway, somebody followed me to tell me that they can smell my fragrance and what am I wearing. I also went to my friend Henrietta's office last week and she's like, your fragrance is everywhere, and I was wearing Minya Green. So the sillage on this fragrance, the central that this fragrance leaves, it's unreal. And I didn't feel like I was leaving these centrals, but then I got a compliment from somebody following me into the office to saying that, what are you wearing? And then my friend is like, your fragrance is everywhere in my building, like I can smell you, what are you wearing? And I said it's Minya Green from Paris Corner. So when it comes to the central, this fragrance leaves a memorable central that people will follow you. Also, the performance on this fragrance gives you a good 8 hours without you needing to top off this fragrance. It's a fragrance that you don't really have to decant it. It's also a fragrance that, in my humble opinion, you don't really have to overspray it to get it to work for you. Even with normal spray, this fragrance still projects. But then again, I'm somebody that tends to overspray my fragrances. But with this one, I find myself like not doing my usual overspraying. I spray enough, but not like going overboard with this fragrance. And it still performs and I still get compliments. With this fragrance, I went to somebody's house too, and they also asked me, what are you wearing? So this fragrance, it's a compliment getter too. Performance, once again, it's like beast mode in performance. Everything about the fragrance is beast mode, but it's not offensive. It's a fragrance that, let's talk about where you can take this fragrance to. This is your everyday sweet and savory fragrance. The fact that, you know, you have that, the middle of the fragrance, you have this beautiful powdery floral in the middle of the fragrance, and then the base, you have salty, you know, like your skin salt. You have that vanilla coupled with that skin salty vibe that the fragrance is giving. You are getting sweetness from the caramel. The caramel in this fragrance is not giving you like that bent caramel that you get in some fragrances. It's just giving you caramel, salty caramel. That is what you are getting. This is a really nicely done fragrance from Paris Corner. Also, I realized that certain Paris Corner fragrances, when I spray it, I tend to itch. This fragrance did not do that for me. I move on. Guys, the second fragrance from the Minya line is called Minya Coco Lush. This is what I would say about Minya Coco Lush. The performance of Minya Coco Lush is just like Minya Green. This fragrance, the raspberry in this fragrance reminds me of the raspberry in Navetu's Perfume XAI, the great fragrance, the last one that she came out with. The raspberry reminds me of that fragrance. They are not the same fragrance, but the raspberry in this fragrance, in the opening of the fragrance, reminds me of AI, the great fragrance. The last one that she came out with reminds me of that. Whenever I spray it side by side, I'm reminded of that raspberry, but they are not the same fragrance. So if you are looking for a fragrance that reminds you of AI, the great fragrance, but then you want it done at an affordable price, not the same fragrance, but reminds you of that fragrance, then Minya Coco Lush is that fragrance. The opening of this fragrance has milk, or yes, it has milk or coconut milk. It also has raspberry, of course, and pear. The middle of the fragrance, you get jasmine and fraisier. The base of the fragrance, you have ambroxan, you have macaron, and you also have musk. Guys, this fragrance, as it opens, like I said, the opening, you get the raspberry, you get the pear, you know, you get this juicy raspberry, juicy pear. Doesn't smell synthetic on my skin or to my nose. It's just like juicy raspberry, juicy pear. The middle, you do get the jasmine. The jasmine is like a big bouquet of jasmine. It's not your endolic synthetic jasmine that you get from some other fragrances. This is your like bouquet of the jasmine florals or flower. That is what I get in the middle of this fragrance. I don't really get the fraisier. I think the fraisier adds to the floral notes in the middle of the fragrance. The ambroxan in here, it's well done. The ambroxan, it's sweet. Yes, the ambroxan in this fragrance is sweet. The ambroxan in this fragrance amps up all the fragrance, all the other fragrance notes. What I don't get in this fragrance is the coconut milk, guys. The coconut milk is nowhere to be found in this fragrance at all. The ambroxan in this fragrance reminds me of MFK, the famous one, Baccarat Rouge 540. That is what the ambroxan reminds me of, Baccarat Rouge 540. They are not the same fragrances, guys. I'm just saying the ambroxan in the dry down of the fragrance reminds me of that same ambroxan in Baccarat Rouge 540. Where this fragrance shines also is the same as where this fragrance also shines for me. I love them both. They perform exactly the same. The longevity, the sillage, you know, you leave a very good central when you are walking. When you come out from a room, somebody enters there and they know you are there. And for the price that you're paying for this fragrance, I think this is under $50 too. I want to say one of them is like $34. I want to say that. Don't quote me. I will put it here or in the description bar below. But I know that this is under $40, guys. Not even $50. This is under $40, and it performs really well. Longevity on these two fragrances, it's beast mode. Performance on these two fragrances is beast mode. Everything about these two fragrances is beast mode. For the two, where can you wear both of them? You can wear them every day. They are your everyday fragrance. They are your fall fragrance. They will be your winter floral, you know, if you want a good floral fragrance, because you don't always want to wear your oud. You don't always want to wear your powerful vanilla fragrances. You don't always want to wear your woody fragrances. For fall and winter, these two fragrances will pair really, really well if you are somebody that, you know, once in a while you don't want to have that heavy woody or heavy vanilla fragrance. Then these two fragrances will be perfect for fall, and they will transition perfectly well to winter. I move on. Guys, thank you so much for making it this far. Don't forget to thumbs up the video and leave comments in the comment section. I will also try and leave a direct link to Aroma Concepts, where I bought these two fragrances. Until I see you on another video, stay blessed, smell fabulous, and bye for now.